platform apraman ani apa ni pompa yi so the platform the cardinal nana yaukese sonsontwe sontwi asonsentwe ani nsentwitwi a ekọ batakọ braman esinukoso ato apetia mantemfi asanse krokotiako the platform sumie asisi nkondwa asisi adwa ama trankondwa trenufua bra nana yaukese the cardinal tiadwam ewo peace 104.3 FM so the platform odoso puo ade doso ensempudium amanyosam abrabom nsam asetrem nsam ani amansa hodo so nsam ani sa wudu bi adia ani ne hia na ya kase the cardinal wone na pamfo our the platform dwumadie so wo peace 104.3 FM eduada ni ukwada nwumre biada efri no nwotwekopim nondu the platform our peace FM and samu asisie de aba de akro ani de yatia ni de yehu ni nyina ne wudi na apreto ani ne sombi na yensiai na banu so a ebia the platform chire wadwene bi Ghana ya my Ghana
Arie Ghana this year numere so ye mamunye na jubi mama kwa basumje fie peace 104.3 na wasugu so utie hwe obre na meter duonu so abo apa no nwotwe ho bra so say yesinkonwa na ye di Ghana nkomo ya to ne di the platform say me kire madwin bi na wonso benya kwan na wa kire wadwin bi dia just the platform so na ansa na numere memfa encha so nkwan ma wo baby a utie the platform dia firi bia ye chawo papa na radio stations adwumadi mu kram na moto apete ma de hyewo achichi ne benche the platform wonya so mfaso no so ye de mas papa na mo so asabre mo beka ho online so social media no so platforms ahodo so kusi no do mo so ye de mas mo nyina no ka ho bi na the platform ehema eno ti na bedwafo kire o madwen e wo studio no wo ho kwan se won so wadwen kire odi betum ebetom nko ade abrepam ya kenka de ma we sanse wo kire wadwen bia awo so me so me kire madwen bi me so me kire madwen a won so be kire wadwen na kabeba minka bi no edrum pempen so edi mpunto ne mfaso ebebre wo my Ghana na nyumre nsemo yesini koso ne yedi ho nkomo no edoso Owura Kalistas Mahama oda betudwa se hwie be November busumi mu ma o my Ghana ye beto wi mu hyen ede amoma mpanyini ene o mampanyini betu kwan so befo ne nwa wi mu hyen so be han wi mu hyen no nyina ne bekwa akoda na afi ehuni so my Ghana wi mu hyen aso mampanyini tu kwan a eno wode be nante anwumre yesi nkonwa ye bedi ho nkomo na wotwe atwa mu ko na wieye ene betu odwa se gold board o mato laptops bi na laptops are gold board to ye no ebo na eda so no emu odu papa afi su gold board kuro ye so ama contract bi ne ho nsensem enam so ma gold board e de krata ba obechirechire mu so oh sani ya pia mo tisu huhu no enye sa de te laptops kuro mpa mo ka ho asem ne ye to de na so ebo eda so no ba ku bia sani ye to no omudi mu nchire mu ba pepepe se atia bi sani ne agro no ntina Ghana fo ntia ase no sei ene mu nchire mu sitie anwumre yesin konye bedi ho nkomo na good board say obechase na wabie bi atenaye e wo mensi na hoduom ebebo ma gold to ene mu dwumadie no hunu mu fine akosuwom we ni nsama hodu yesin konye bedi ho nkomo na wo ho daily graphic a ena no fiada ena worumunyanfo intimfo de betu dwa se omo a bambo nyume kwa hodo no mo peso omo do omo hyemu na omo qualify ye na so yentimanfo omo no saafo nyina yemfom sika mo a daily graphic edem animi na no fiada odi baye na nyumre ye bisase aso sa applicant no a omo qualify na so bibi nti yentimi fo omo no omo sika yensan fo made emu omo bi mu na wadwen kire wo san 0556700700 0556700700 wadwen kire no na odi abetum abrepam ya kenka dia mawo na nyumre yi Royal Kwasi Botwe Junior okasa edema opposition party NPP Orumunyanfo Emmanuel Dra Upper West Achim constituency member of parliament opinion so bekasa ediama ban NDC na ni otosum yensa wo a wuti the platform ye beti wonka 0556700700 na wode wadwen kire no afaso ebetomu a brepam ya kenka de mo sanse the platform de ye ne wa na edi dwumadie na nana ya kese the cardinal watenase ebedwafo nso atenase eno ntin ye nsebre ye betwe ho aba ye ba enkomotwetwe bi frase asomdwe fie peace 104.3 na wasugu so utie ye twe ho aba sisia
Baby, Ghana, Ghana,
The platform apraman ani apani pompa yiso. The platform the cardinal nana yaukese sonsontwe sontwi asonsentwe ani nsentwitwi a ekọ batakọ bramai esinukoso atwa petiama ntemfi asansa krokotiako the platform sumie asisi nkondwa asisi adwa ama trankondwa trenufua bra nana yaukese the cardinal tiadwam ewo peace 104.3 FM so the platform odoso puo ade doso ensempudiom amanyosam abrabom nsam asetirem nsam ani amansa hodo so nsam ani sa hodo bia dia ani ne hia na ya kase the cardinal wone na pamfo our the platform dwedie so wo peace 104.3 FM adwoda ni ukwada nwumre bia da efri no nwotwekopim nondo the platform ewo peace FM ensam asisie dia aba dia akro ani dia yatia ni dia yehu ni nyina ne ne udi na apreto ani ne sombi na yansiai na banu so a ebia the platform chire wadwene bi Ghana ya my Ghana
Batana, Yamisha no da Wamanu near my penny dala, now I'm on road. Eyasa se Batana, enter opu, Etia hopu eni, Nedi baby as yasubia. Intia seminal say, Yasum Gane ye. Anya Sapa, that Chirima, Lava Way for. Minia, so baby, Abwakana. Nagana beyo, ayeyo.
Abusia mamu nyina jo edobia se obia ofidie da peace 104.3 FM utie the platform dwumadie sabre bia medawase edawase kwa soronkoso Yankopon hyira mo se edu dwada ne ukuada nwumre bia amode afidie ne to asai se mobetie the platform sanse sa kwanyan eyenea yede si odwenwene Ghana ho na yeka Ghana ho asem na yeka no senia esitie ensoso without fear or favor na yatransise ya na onim se Ghana ho donti e na yatranse mamu nyina adwo Patricia Sefa Fisher Prince Bafo Asamoah Henry Kwesimi Gaman Sadat Dominic Nyanyuvo na napepra omo na ahyehya medi eho chiame efrem na na okese obetia frem the cardinal me na medi ho chiame mamu nyina adwo e mamakwa aba na nkomo aye bedi na nwumre ene se mampani chiro for Dr. Callistus Mahama say by November dear na Ghana ya toyem hyen ye dia mampani de betu kwan na ya ja mokwa no de cha mampani kotu kwan se Kosra Ibrahim o ma ye fanse wiem hyen ye mampani fan tu kwan nye sanso age se ye kofa commercial one ni bi eno so emwa enti by November dear ye benya ye de na san komo no enkomo bebre abachiri amanfo kan se mampani wiem hyen to de senka nya asem kra se Ghana mampani na ye to wiem hyen ma no nanka aye nkomodie da bi enya asem anka ese obi akasa ho kra nanso na no time aban ba ko no no so okwa akoto wiem hyen no sen na aban a oho ne anasa abre wo position no okan ye ede na asesa ene de ama hu akwako hia se eto wiem hyen foforo eho na asem no wo ka wiem hyen den kenye problem kra de to sumie no aban se enfie 90 no aye na adwen se obefa mabunu ewo security services no emu na enfie 90 no aye na adwen se ofa nipa empemaduo no which is 20,000 but esan senia recruitment processes no si call any nyina nti no omumfa nko 40,000 empemaduanan e wo mfie 9 entem 40,000 so 40,000 enti na just a year bia no be 4,000 Yes, sir. 10,000. Yeah, be on 10,000. 10,000. So 1 year quarter the one. This is no bending. The quarter than event. And 2025 number for be answer. Abayasa. Because 2029 na your man penny mama na oho. And now obefa be January to yin answer na wako. Okay, Matthias. Also the any point pa. Eti ho no asema e wo ho eno no. Afei ye be cheche nsem bia mpanifo bia di kan aka e de afa ewimhye no ho ne ade but me were two quick issues me pese me ka ho asem ansa na yakọ eno eso enwumre lawyer Kwasi Botwe Junior na honorable Emmanuel Dra our MP Upper West Achem constituency adeso we twem adeso was na ne signboard no bo hogbe utim say yes MP a guy papa the signboard no see utim say yes MP no a guy time honorable Emmanuel Dra for the first time in this year the platform you dey eso Ghana Cocoa Board Mama Jo Cocoa Board Mama Jo Mohoye if we see you so koka keto akro obia hoye na dwuma na ekosen yele nyame ase pa se yede ekuku ahye monsa na time a in fact eneme ka Cocoa Board for asem the American mechanical family no if I di kind of complaint if you Cocoa Board abekaменsa na no ade ayenti bi da Ghana ha say ya to koko ato me dem nti bi da say ati koko so sa dem nim ni sa ban timi ka say afi de bo no nye nti mentum meja bo no sa afi yentum ibeja bo no sa but say ye te so de na mwati koko akuafo ye chefa na ewo mu no mwati so ye gusu kan ye nka ho asem nwie na CEO de betu dwa se on the top management for omatete om salary so yes anom kan om so matete say 10% and 10% omatete so na say Cocoa Board munim sa ho kira banti mu ye bibia kira makuafo ahunu se monso so matete monne ma so nti ye nyina ne na ma ho kire no mu a eye den na sa brekro ya mo se matete mo salary so yi e na mo ma car loans e wo kwa Cocoa Board sa brekuafo e ho akire aye ni abre no na mo be ka kire se mo ne ye nyina na esu enti yesu ye musu no sa bre we na mo nya sika e de ma car loans e wo Ghana Cocoa Board mo sa bre we e na mo nya sika na eche se sa san na mo be ka kire se o mo susu matete mo salary so na mo ne kuafo nyina na esu no na eche se afterthought enya ade a ewo mumu ankasa se efiri mumu na eba na mobeye wo nipa no a wo ye wo major stakeholder no ono odi commodity ne bre wo no wo ono ni sika onya watete so okan ya wo si o ahokyere na abanti no wo nsusu wate o salary so yesi ate ya nyintum but yate ye kan ho asem ye nkan nwie ya mo sa bre na mo mako car loans Ghana Cocoa Board sa bre na mo mako car loans na eye afei de to sumi no LBCs no a still LBCs no a munya ntwe akuafo na moto koko dada na kase sika nya maaye no enti eye boapayo anasika na munya nyaye enti na muntimi ntwe akuafo no ka no ato obi koko fi November abesi sabre untwe aneka sika ne bi na wunya ye kora anase eye boapayo eno so hu hia se yehunu ehu be hia papa se yehunu se ye mo boapayo anase sika na munya ye enti na mo ye sa ade no a mo ye no eno hia eye nkomo a esese ye die ne nyina ye te ho ase se LBCs no so na hide behind sika ni o sika ni ho e no mudi wi akuafo no so a e no so ese nyina yehunu afi na no we e mian kasa me mafu mian kasa me koko maton koko free November abesi sabre mi nyeska na no me ho ne frame so krache ne sika akra ba na me so ne for my kokohwe na gina deja kakra amanfo de ewu mu no yemfa ma wo mo na ye de no so yenhwe de de be no cause I de no na de betu akuafo apafo no ka yakoya akra che ne se ono oton koko no sa November no wanton di koko no esiwo wanton nje sei na obeton no ontimi nton no bodada ne ntino ontua ebodada no obetua abofoforo se ye nokre se nye nokre kwani no be de hunu enti me ye crachi said that on 3600 no be 2500 no sa sika no mum de me nyanye ya me dwen ho se me kwa fam kuku se me nden because say February na wo tokra na wo ka chem so ma me new price and kameti ase ade a wato no November o se wanton na me den hu se wo ton ya na se wanton ena ekua fence crachi fo ni bi e de sa nyansa kwan efa ekua fo ska wo kwa no aka che se koko na otoye no wanton enti so de ma obodada na e de asem ba ontimi nton sa de opeso o kire wa ne se mpo se o tua 3600 na opeso o tua 2005 enti ono ebe fa sa sika na eda so no e de afri so that's all what it means. LBCs are more to a fencing kuku purchasing clerks no titru chese mwati se ahochiraba mwati se asemo abanti mo so mo fa kwan bia mo betimi so enya kwaafo ni sika ni bia di mo hwe ni ye na entra ho afebo mo hwe ni ye na entra ho afebo de makache but Ghana koko bo misa bisa mo biom se sabre a yen ye kwaafo ete ahochiremu a yesu no eno ne bra onya sika ema we dwuma hefo car loans wa bra omo a edi sika ne bre wo no na akoda na ni nya sika dodo no omo ne de omo su but onya sika se o de kwaku car loans mate nyamenka mo na omo amo eye pa nyamenka mo na omo amo ebesi mu yi na me ka senka mampani wiem hyen odi tu kwan asem bia nkanya asem kra wo se Ghana mampani tu kwan ade ebeche yese mampani pray enam ha ayese we security threat kwa enke we nya asem asese ke etan radio so kra kan lenso na no ene amfanche politics e no Ghana ha se ndie bebi sa se na no edi ni si mama ye fe bia ko ye ni odo e fa so ye meni na o meni ye yakasara ya palea ya na no di abebrese de to ho maye enti aseme na use yesu ngane anya sabe da chichiriba beba be mu yanfo minia susu brebe badi apwa Ghana na Ghana beyo ereyo efemino aro susu brebe enti yabeba voices no so na ne oho na no de na yabeba no so enchi bia but ma emphasize dedication free ene eye me Bob G ne won for Mina Mrs Mina Ifa Oduro Mrs Mina Ifa Oduro ene eye Mina awoda enti Mina yama happy birthday Nyankopon nshira wate Nyankopon nshira ne di won kwanna amen why di won kwanna amen afei nanu fiada efiada etwa mu na eye me papa Professor Joseph Osafuedu na ɛyɛ ne baba Mrs. Matilda Adiasani Osafo. Mrs. Matilda Adiasani Osafo Edu na ɛyɛ na woda. Enti Mrs. Matilda Adiasani Osafo Edu na no fiada na wonya emfie aduasa. O papa ɔyɛ me so me papa Reverend Professor Joseph Osafo Edu ene wo maame ene onuanum nyina se me nyina ka se fidie ka sie so na ye ma belated happy birthday na nso so nyankopon mwa ne di nkwa na emen rade nhyira pa na bibia ebe ye fine so ede ama wo eno so emu asem eno no na yo mate Professor Mensa Bonsu ewo University of Ghana Prof Majo benim sa ho ye pa okay meba issues no so ai meba so kra enche kra meba so this one says wishing Charles Techi, also known as Kojofusu of New Jersey, a glorious birthday as he celebrates his birthday today, and a warm birthday greetings to my dear sister Mrs. Grace Amwa, who is also in New Jersey. We love them so much. Sending love from Prophetess Grace Usu Afenyi and Ya Usu Enima Hilda Usu Echao Ya Usu Enima. Happy birthday. Enti yeni abe ma Charles Techi. We nye Charles Techi Buodu. We Charles Techi. We do correct. On this Charles Techi Buodu. Charles Techi a owo yetafra Kwajufusu a owo New Jersey. Ewo US. Ena afei Uriah Grace Amwa also so New Jersey. Ewo US wa yama me prophetess Grace Usu Afenyi. Ena afei Hilda Usu Echao na ya Usu Enima. Say yama mo happy birthday erade enkamo ho na bibia nso so enye kama. Okay. Afei yankon komo so. Samoba kaya. Okay, we remember we need to actually. Sabre na no mampani akufo ado tie konwa so no. Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. Adwuma ba akwa wo ye ya wo ye ni yie pa. Otimi hye mampani ne flight itinerary nyina na da ho. Ofiri ha obesi ha na ofiri ha waduru ha. Na President Akufo-Addo asema Honorable Okujeto de tudwa no ba ko ni ose mampani abokankwa 28.5 million Ghana cedis or the chata FN say or the chata ewimushen craft baako na mo beka ya sa ewimushen no mo say efi na kro wonam ho na se nsuo to na wahwe na okoso bia wahwe na mampani Akufo-Addo hu nsuo because ewimushen no a ono haidi tukwan e di edwarim timu shepe no dade shawam de bosuo gu no say fa enti se nsuo so na se wahwe na ma bi so oduane mu a mampani Akufo-Addo hu nsuo sabre no ononyamfo Okujeto Ablakwa okansempa.
Mr. Speaker, since May last year I have drawn attention of this house and of this country about the president's use of ultra luxury chartered aircraft for his travel, specifically the Boeing 737-97Y ER-BBJ-3, registered LXBIO with serial number 62515. From May to this period, today, the 4th of April, the President has spent a whopping 28.5 million Ghana cedis on these chartered aircraft. As we speak, the President is in the UK. He is using this LXBIO. For this trip alone, the US and then to the United Kingdom, the Ghanaian taxpayer will have to cough up 3.5 million Ghana cedis. That is $465,000. So, Mr. Speaker, the President's conduct makes all the revenue cuts, or the expenditure cuts, I should say, the expenditure cuts, worthless. It makes them useless.
Na ansuwa o say omampani wiem hye fa kon 900 no ne bro for say it is in pristine condition eye anya bie kro betimi aye adwuma ma ya boro emfie du no eye emfie du ntem kra azana ade wemhyen kra eto ye afi na anya mfie sen o cheche sa na utie first voice na o se ye kasema mpani o UK ofiri ho a obekwa ha onam ha obefa ha na o kodo bani nyina no eye Ghana wo taxpayer wo utuatua to wo na bo abaso ana bo aboso yie sanse sa aka ni nyina no ye de ba aba abesoa wo na o kire se mampani wiem hyen no eye Falcon 900 no etiapo wiase ha babia ebetimi akọ.
That excuse about freshening up and all of that. Look, to Paris 6.5 hours. I don't believe that the president, when he's working in Ghana as president, he showers every 6.5 hours. I don't think he does that. The president is not a continent. He doesn't do that. I don't think so. So we're not helping the president when we argue that way. What has been happening, and I've been, as I've told you, on these presidential jets from President Mills and then President Mahama. An hour to arrival, your Air Force commanders will do the announcement. They will come and up the commander-in-chief, say we are landing in an hour. Then they will usher him. He would have a warm towel, will freshen up. He's ready to meet the welcome party. They provide tea because there's microwave on board. If you viewers can go to the website of Dassault Falcon.
Henry, boy, be mame.
That excuse about freshening up and all of that. Look, to Paris 6.5 hours. I don't believe that the president, when he's working in Ghana as president, he showers every 6.5 hours. I don't think he does that. The president is not a continent. He doesn't do that. I don't think so. So we're not helping the president when we argue that way. What has been happening, and I've been, as I've told you, on these presidential jets from President Mills and then President Mahama. An hour to arrival. Your Air Force commanders will do the announcement. They will come and up the commander-in-chief, say we are landing in an hour. Then they will usher him. He would have a warm towel, will freshen up. He's ready to meet the welcome party. They provide tea because there's microwave on board. If you viewers can go to the website of Dassault Falcon.
Says Falcon, correct. Watch the chimney, woman, idea, you mampani besi kura no a na ya warm towel ka se ya warm towel se the towel no hye afidiem sa na ya fono ne ya hye afidiem sa na se de wako babrin salon no ko yuti no mde sa towel na ya di so hye afono no bi afa utira no sa aha ti mampani besi ne amma na bi sa no aye na wasiesie no kama nti onsi fom no afa no ho hye pe wa ye krado o de kop ono ba oku je to abla kwa nsem na me ka so che nyese bia me ka obi fufuru bia asem na eba se mampani Akufo-Addo aban ne se yankonkoto wiemhyen because Ghana ehia ewiemhyen especially a presidential jet na de no so kan yi ni.
All the information I have put out so far have all checked out. They are incontrovertible, they are unimpeachable. Indeed, the first information I put out about the president's charter aircraft of the world's most luxurious ACJ 320 Neo, which is an Airbus business jet. On the 16th of June, when the defense minister appeared in Parliament to respond to my question on the airworthiness of our presidential aircraft, the Dassault Falcon 900 EXE, the defense minister confirmed. I have put out conservative estimates that the 3 trips he has made in recent times has cost the Ghanaian taxpayer not less than 10.1 million Ghana cedis. It is clear to me the charter that President Akufo-Addo has been pursuing was just to herald this. They were preparing the grounds for this big announcement. A new presidential jet is needed. Let me serve notice that we on the NDC side in Parliament, we have discussed extensively amongst ourselves. We are not going to support this purchase, the purchase of a new aircraft, for a number of reasons. One, the current presidential jet is fit for purpose. As President George Weah has told us in our faces, it's very fit for purpose. There's nothing wrong with it. If you read the Hansard of 19th March 2008, we were told by the then defense minister, who is now National Security Minister, Honorable Kandapa, that our jet has a 20-year lifespan after it arrives. It arrived in October 2010. It's done barely 11 years. Next month it will be 11 years. We are nowhere near 2030, where you can start discussing a new aircraft.
Okay. And also so a wasam I don't know. Now young Fabium shine the anon concon ha. So here I'll say Omodom Kumano. Omo Edom Kumano, my dream gains are some no have the normal minority. My dream one no more taking decisions says I 70 the Omuja can't crow be a nya can't cry near yeti. Nya can't cry near yeti in Drew Hokra. Second issue of what pronunciation say Odmonyam for Muntaka Mubarak Mohammed. Send this if we Jan Lai Papa say. Papa no kwa the recruitment effaso no omunti bi da. And indeed na me so minti bi da. Say for the first time ye funny security service mo interior ministry na funny pa. Interior ministry and first any pa no. Na wi am a police bi. Ama immigration phobia ama we bi. Me de na minti bi da. But Muntaka da Roma. O say ade no mo ye den kra. Nipa na 5,000 pe e no mbetimi afa. Enti it is what it is. But enumerate man penny say washe say nipa no in 4 years in offense term no yemfa 40,000 instead of 20,000.
Out of these over 500,000, there was over 130,000 applicants to the police alone. The police force we have is 49,000. Yet we had 130,000 young people wanting to join the service. With the Ghana Immigration Service, by the time we closed the portal, to our utmost shock, there were more applicants to the Ghana Immigration Service than even the Ghana Police. The total of over 180,000 young men wanted to join the Ghana Immigration Service. But the interesting thing is that today, the Ghana Immigration Service, the strength from the Comptroller General to the last officer at immigration stands as 18,300. And unfortunately, because of the space, the fiscal space, we could only have a space for 124,000 applicants for Ghana National Fire Service. Meanwhile, the current National Fire Service, from the chief fire officer to the last officer, they are just about 17,000 plus. The Ghana Prison Service, when the portal closed, there were 71,000 applicants. Ghana Prison Service, as we speak today, their strength is just a little over 14,000. In the case of the Ghana Prison Service, the space could only accommodate 500. So the total space we have to be able to recruit in this first phase, and my emphasis, first phase of the recruitment process, is only 5,000. Definitely you have to develop something that will help. You may talk about how fair the thing is or how unfair it is, but what method are you going to use as a way of not using human interference? You want to get a professional police officer. You want to get a professional immigration officer. You just don't want any person who will go in. I mean, I'm sorry to say this. We are having a challenge with people with mental issues in the service. We have people with drug issues in the service. All these things are things that you use, and through that, some people will fall along the way to enable you get, someone said, about the best of best.
Na Osahin Alexander, Kwamina Apenyo Marking, Osahin, minority leader, also say, ono dear, baby Ujina, Ujina, I said no, any. But Osahin also only a one crowd. Because I had then an no can some say. Security is a nipa here for most. I dare change out by our say, what you are saying. Wabra one Casancasa to a small wokai, o catch as a woman as well. Muntaka nimnia unim se unim. And onim nia unim no onim se unim. It one pomon there on Fanco public, you can't say hearing. I don't want an uncle on a pacho, and ye be on seen hands be. And a bacacho also so. Coaching some sign, I was saying. I heard the amount for bizarre questions, Panty. I hear Honano, Eka home.
Ghanaians are suffering. This recruitment also is also another issue. You sold forms to 506,000 when you know that you have only vacancy for 5,000 people. You sold forms to 506,000 when you know that you have vacancy for 5,000. Then, apart from the 220 Ghana cedi per form, you are now going to charge them 1,600 for medicals. So, Mr. Speaker, so those who qualify for medicals, they go and do medicals. So you have about 200,000 going for medicals. When you know that even if all of them pass, you have vacancy for 5,000. Mr. Speaker, if 200,000, what is that? If 100,000 have even qualified for medicals, you know you have only 5,000. So you are going to get 160 million from the poor Ghanaian youth. 1,600 cedis, transportation not included. That is the fee. Meanwhile, you know that the person will not have access. Why do you do this? If all of them, even if 50% of them pass, that is 50,000. Yet you have only 5,000 vacancies, 5,000, and you are going to take 6,600 from each of them. Mr. Speaker, I do not think that this is the right approach. We've been told the minister will brief us, but the minister is here to brief us. Mr. Speaker, can the recruitment exercise be suspended so that these things are properly ironed out? Because the system that has been introduced, Mr. Speaker, for want of a better word, is duping the youth. The youth are being duped. It's like a scam. How can you go to an IT, a so-called AI platform? You want to go to immigration, then it asks you what is the size of a basketball court. AI, as I know, must be programmed, must be internalized so that the particular purpose is achieved. You cannot be generic in the use of AI. You won't get the desired result. My colleague Sam George is here. He's an IT expert. He knows that area more than I do. If you want to use AI to guide the process, you put in the proper inputs. You don't generalize it and say, ask what is the size of a basketball court.
All right, that's fine. So now in the coming days, obisu the abasa even cocoa board no omutia transfer grants and so cross and they account. Wow. They are even paying transfer grants. At the time I hear for yesu mutia car loans and transfer grants. Kana cocoa board asma making samose me boa mo meka me boa. Say na boana mo boa nya krata mo be twraba bontin keke krata na mo twraba no monti ase se mutimi twumunya agogodo twro sa krata na ansa na mo be twro no monti ase se nyankopon a ohata soro no o show bia no ohu obia so tirim ne na komam to wona o de krat pen ne besi krata anso na wo be kwakotena computer na chi se wo bo no di kan bi sa ho se ade no wo bo no di nyame hwe utirim no wakomamu a eye no kore ansa na be type o type se baby ati Ghana Cocoa Board muntua car loan any transfer grants ana muntua nyame adoma Wednesday we dey yamba next week ye ba one other issue ameka ho asem the constitution of police council Ghana mra na kire pefe nipa a wo ho kwan se okọ police council so adan na we dey ye ya achia no adan na we police council na wo ho sisi ano adan ye ya achia no ya last week na me nim da say obi kra de rate court supreme court kra da e was asem no ho eno so mebo mumu amane the platform ena waso egusu a wutie medical ka kire mo say ene mene Upper West Achim MP Honorable Emmanuel Dra e ba betwetwe nkomo na nkomo no ono ani nua protozo ase tell Honorable Dra that I am listening, so he should be careful. He should speak only facts. If he say anything to the contrary, I will respond. Now I respond what fine. Honorable Majo.
Yeah, you have in here.
Now what they say?
Nyankopon.
Yeah, only a protos was so chiao.
Baby, we are imagine so.
Was a kind of crank wow.
My kind of crank wash.
Now consensus it is a
Nyankopon do me bibia boko Upper West Achim.
Now party Munsway.
Bibia koye ewo ye hopa.
I see. And you may say when you're one that you know who so say for the first time. You know share the platform you may do so. You mo akwaba, e mo abatna se.
Ye nua me so me dam ase.
Yo. The kind my emphasis security service recruitment.
Yo.
And in someone abeba ho pacho uso mu say.
Yo. Eni ameda se me say me san fa kwanya iso na my chia wetifo nyina ene Upper West Achim penimfo any Ghana man nyina na asan so adam asibium se mo me akwanya no se enwumre me ne mo embedi abobo on se ma ekoso ewo constituency na Ghana nyina mu police asem ne de me say obisa ya me say ye nyina yenim dia akoso mritia we mu a ye bie portal no se obia wo hwe na se o qualifier na wetimi akopeke form no me say nye police nko immigration eka ho fire service for ka ho prison service for eka ho ti ni nyina mu no me say ba bia ye dia ba bedru no various stages obeto form na wakwa akoye ho adwuma na yakọ de yefre no body selection any ade ni nyina bibiri na afemu na edu baby no na messages ba se obi se yesi ya disqualify me obi se yesi ya yesi na edu baby no na ye nyina yete dia na ekoso but ohwa nchirichirimu a efim penimfo ho ba ye ne kire se enye se boapayo se ye bie portal se Ghana ni bia owa akwanya se obekọ police na immigration na fire na prison service no na kire se ye ne bibiti se game bi de a disqualifying crofo nemum system na ye put in place no di ba bedroom re a wakọ medicals aba akoye aptitude test ni nyina no na eso teba said ya nyina enim adwuma sem wo Ghana de eyedin inti opportunity ni ba say definitely there will be a lot of people rushing for the opportunity but me ne ukasi na na say ababeto dwa say said ya nanka situation ete previously added from last week nyina de ba na che say ye nyina ye di ho abobo no improvement bemu enne krata babeto dwa enwumre ya mpo kire se mampenin se yempejemu enfanko anim kakra emaye ne kire se abeye good news bi amayen se dia nanka te first no eniama dane se sia yempejemu 4 years no enfanko 40,000 which is about 100%. Enti se dia tie bia no ensesaye ba efi ende ya eko yenim said that will come with a lot of challenges say their minister and so can ye no but me wogidi say enhihye egu akwan mu a eniam ebedane enti abotre ene wo say ye nyina yenya na yenhwe the recruitment agencies no wo ye recruitment ni nyina no I think that they are coming together and then they will make sure that the issue is resolved once and for all.
But kwanya process is fast so abisi sabre. Are you okay?
Said ya na ye nyina ye peno no ye nya ne saa de senka me kurom say over Upper West Achimna say nipa be se bia over 200 and auto forms for these various under these various agencies ye bia for police bia for na say bia yentimi enyemu be 50% kura enremu a it's a bit of disappointment to the people down there intina ye nyina ne ye ne nje ho na dia ye bohu anetu ho anamo ane say at least say their system na ye nanka nsachira ebebem na yetimi enya majority na etimi ewurem enti na ye ne nje ho de bet di besi ene ya me ne wote ha nwumre de o mampanin directives fofora or the abano said there is hope for sa particular asem adia ekosu.
But so tie mampanin directive now say 4 years. On fanipa 20,000 ka ho na nye 40,000. 4 years no shall see every time be.
4 years na e shall see 2025. Diko see 2028 December. Enti mene ukase no 2025 afeno enye twemu de nanso minim se agencies here wo yes ade we which is let's say led by the Ministry of Interior no me wogidie said they will find a way a wo ankasa be proportionate the recruitment process no na se bia if it is done evenly there, then 2025 should take 10, 2026 10, 10. So I copy him 2028. That is me but depending on the time on our akano and what we've been able to do so far, I strongly believe that as we are starting the recruitment process at the later part of 2025, 2026 more, because of few challenges, it's a complete process. Me assure said they will find a formula that will fit into the 40,000 so that the Ghanaians out there who are qualified and eligible to be recruited will get their share.
Mate, medase. But before I make a lawyer butcher, minority leader say, Sadi mon suspended. A choir fast so ne, Mrantia, you say nipa 5,000 ebefa. I then hear Tom Forbes. A man nipa be brave, and a mosquitoes cried or say nipa 500,000 I apply for police. No money you could the police are on being for him no match.
Nana medase, me say, any dear. I didn't acquire say, yem be a dear into her. Unim say, ye co investi, ye say, ye be investi portal to form, obeto. And so a big na at the end of the day, the investor will not be able to give admission to all the applicants because there are constraints. Until I believe strongly that the issue of or the statement made by minority leaders say we should suspend the process, and that will not fly, in my view, because this whole process started some time ago. A lot of resources have gone into it, a lot of expenses. We've done that. And if it is suspended, on what grounds? Yes, suspended. Say, yeah, any power police move, yeah, any power migration, and I say, they kai kahono. Inti no crowd, they non concordant. But as we speak now that there are new directives in relative to my previous, say President Eddie Abano, there is going to be some efficiency in the system as we speak now. You know, this whole process had started last year. When you say the system now, recruitment and all these things are tied to approval or commitment authorization statement from the finance minister, because at the end of the day, you're firing a jumemua, your finance and they will also have to do their checks, their due diligence, and say the number of people we want to recruit, would it be able to, and I said, will the ministry be able to pay them as and when they are posted to their various stations? A lot of factors will come into play when some of these things are happening. But say take holistic approach bia na say jane kekana ye di nyina be politics at the end of the day we will be doing more harm than good. And I believe that yes, a lot of opinions and ideas will be shared on various or at the various levels, but going forward, I think the Ministry of Interior is capable of doing a good job to bring this whole situation under control.
The very ministry that created the mess.
Yes, we are learning from our errors and mistakes.
I see. Learn fast. You hear that say? But your honorable Emmanuel Dra ono ena oye MP Upper West Achim. O kan say na ni pa bia ni so bebre. Adeso asem ne yeken. Adeso MP ena enwumre nyame adom otimani ha say ameni no AD enkomo yi. Kanzo majo.
Nyame adom na won so e.
Okomi ho e. Ada ko pa be ma Freddy Blair na.
Na asem ni dey shadow unfortunate. I
hope so. Na dey asema.
Almost say it has to do with property destruction. We need the full fact of the case, but from the Amakai or media, almost say it has to do with property destruction. Let me say, court in it to suffer, but me name the see. But from what I've read, and let me say, when Timan show up and a judge issue bench warrant, actually a circuit court in Kofodia, and we issue bench warrant in Vienna, Kofodia police. I think that there was a coordination between police headquarters CID and Kofodia police nobody no copy court because once judge issue bench warrant there, irrespective of the court, whether district court, circuit court, whether Supreme Court, it was of the same effect. It was here copy judge anymore. I'm sure so on also then the lawyers ko count myself the judge need to myself ni wie no na judge no yes any obere man dey for 3 weeks obere man dey Freddie Blay for 3 weeks into police custody, and in so far and that is what is in the media, but I've not had opportunities and then the lawyers bidding come any the full inside details of it. I'm unable to go into the merit and the demerit of the matter, but from the old media anima I can't be no.
But on the point of law, into way no, emphasis we are court no, I'm on a 3 weeks remand no. Emremuno, na lawyer for entering enco a higher court enco appeal decision.
Oh, omobetimako. Omobetimako a higher court. In fact, they can even go to the same court because once you're man 3 weeks, which means yeah, adjourn case to say 3 weeks It's in lawyers need to my dear friend or abridgment of time. Now the same court cry instead of 3 weeks adjournment and ebia court in international china. It's maybe certain necessities be and I say you may be a scene into no court in average time no on time number on be seminar instead of 3 weeks and not on here no one can say in your way once the lawyers don't see opportunity to say or mobile court say we execute court into no more opportunity say or mobile contested judge in the decision any other into the more mechanisms be or mobile media first one. I think say in my humble and respected opinion book court in any but considering the age and the I don't know the offense at stake, but yet it's a property destruction and considering the reputation of Honorable Freddie Blay you far bail as some cry in him say first in the say nipa no a flight risk nipa ne hwehwe no beba. I think say Bianca court to me be far, especially considering the age and considering the fact that was some of my class deputy speaker of parliament paying. I think say those things could have been considered. But in the case, the law they say is in the bosom of the judge. Judge need no name senior or better Tom Rani the affair. Until we are hoping say lawyers number here na or more the a very favorable, outcome about be favor ya papa ne ya wafa. Freddie Blay what's meu and I can say you made them for konya so na menchia no apamfo na menchia honorable na fanana akese recruitment asema yedi hu komo yedi. I think say troubling because this is the very recruitment I think say about 3 people na family and several people so a paper in minkai busuafo ya but in ye kai stampede kosi wo elwak first day na years omokoya body selection until right from the onset and you could see that this very recruitment has been very problematic, but obi baby say ba ne sen na ya ba bedru stage the ntia ba bedru stage ni ya ne say aban enyamba fa abenwa no hye boss oboba be expand recruitment and if you say na aban ya na teso sa abre no MPP aban no recruitment no wo sumase ye recruitment na obi a te ho hwe de ebetia ne say ya cheche slot na ma MPs ya cheche ma ministers ni DCs na ya fan kofa kogo the various security services ni minti no omo ba be mo be expand access into the security agencies. Eti Ghana for mebnu pina to santene kosala mo say MPP abreso ne ye fan ko for 5,000 and MPP NDC abey omo be fa 300,000 and 400,000 people into the security services. Eno ne arehemu ne gidi a Ghana mebnu enya wo President Mahama Munti omokoto abama no eto forms 250 Ghana cedis ekoye medical 1,600 ebinim fi ashamai na oso mu faka ba elwak ebinim fi la nungwa ni ade pantan omunia afoka ba elwak ebeye body selection ni ade ni enim how chaotic sanyoma no so ekoye ene yebeti ya say ya ton forms 506,000 plus bankofo a ombeti menya access into the various security agencies here just 5,000 people. That is just about 1% of the total number of forms on moton. And share forms now on moton na o calculate sa 506,000 for by 250 Ghana cedis. Now it is a lot of money. it is a lot of money. I think say it is an unfortunate way for this government to exploit or milk young Ghanaians or the desire to serve into to serve in the real security agencies. Ain't near to Obama reset and I think a Ghana focus almost send MPP for yen and a normal pay. Almost send MPP for yen and a normal pay. Many so into no more salary 7 December got to about 57%. Emma a yezu a yes that say yezu a yes about baby reset. A choir na MPP yen your man or monyanesa. But clearly you could see say Ghana for research no more to Obama and come here I say a reverse because MPP 4 years na so money ni your mobile your my and west person no my recruitment your my and a truka who same be I think say a bit problematic I was say as a nation you say na ye pay holistic solution to recruitment into the security services because of I look at it strictly from a point of national security perspective. Say, if we have over 506,000 people who think say Oma assess you and they have the capabilities and they have what it takes to say Omeko police, Omeko fire, Omeko immigration, Omeko soldier. Now at the end of the day, you have 5,000. Now I 501,000 were clear. Now say these groups of people decide this almost form a vigilante group. I know for me watchdog, I know for me concerned youth or whatsoever. I think it's a very huge security risk for this country. And so we should look at the mechanisms that they found for Juma into the various security agencies. We should have a guiding principle, like as part of your development plan, we should have a certain guidelines you bit media funny per Juma. Because offer baby to send nurse for ye be more clearance. You say ye man nurse for 10,000 clearance. It's nurse for clearance 10,000 now, but omo bi omo portal and I say omo yeah they have required omo mechanism be as nipa 10,000 e penno and I say that very section of people no and a bit may apply. And let's also have a certain mechanism say every year be and as a nation no e be a be fa untimi nka say 5,000 vacancies na wo ho turn 5,000 slots per penny there enye feasible because we want more better forms no but e be do no mba body selection e be anu enye adwuma foforo. But let's have a threshold say vacancies near 5,000 we are selling double forms of the vacancies in the beton 10,000 forms per. But unim pefe abani nim pefe say acquire that the various security institutions nim 5,000 but omo ye hwe high a ton 5,000 slots there. Not just a buying per se or milk the young people of this country, especially when now age limit near 25 years. But because I buy ways about far more people or person expanded the recruitment bracket in Intino or movie age in from 25 to 35 years, send a more people can apply. Intino uko chroma. The reasonable person, and I said the ordinary Ghanaian and the reasonable Ghanaian need be say, is it the case of buying Shadana or expanding the age requirement and send a more people will buy the forms and at the end of the day, no many opportunities so they are disqualified over 99.9% of them. Because of share statistics, na nipa 1% penetiminya access into the security space and offer medema no see was answer same way hono. Unim say for the first time nkrofo mo top forms is omoko police, omoko soldier, omoko fire, omoko immigration ya no. Omo dia no mo throw the same test. The same aptitude test. And I say now sign Alexander Fenyo Maki, minority, the leader of the mighty minority caucus. Honorable Munio Musi and honorable Modos with you here so your mighty minority for honorable Kojo Pon Kroma, no honorable Abnos Asare, no honorable Prechum, no honorable Team for Jomo. And no musi any more honorable and Casa Muse. Yes, mighty yes idea, but your wedding. Your wedding, no. Aka say, sir, aptitude test no more train AI generated. AI generated. Most of the questions on Mobisa, you animal numbers join the security service. Well, excuse my language, irrelevant question. Very totally irrelevant to almost service or person render Emma or minor. Because and how also do you say will be a person or join the soldier and you'll be a person or join the fire service and go through the same exams? Because at the end of the day, no more you can out edwuma mo ba be are totally different. Similarity be any the job of fire service ni any the job of soldier. And the fact that omunya security services doesn't mean that they perform the same duties, roles or functions. And you know say obemo try the same exams now. It raises suspicion say there was a certain premeditated and orchestrated plan say omo widening base, you know, say na makan with the age at the end of the day na manfo pin to forms, you know. Forms no can so offer over kayomote forms ne board so send a bay a month for P betima apply or more yes no and at the end of the day no or more a disqualified nipa 99.9%. I think say it is a worrying situation in conform muko ye eco peke forms de nuanom no or mukoto forms name is almost more MPP and no more CPP and no more UP and no more hefa or mukoto forms as young Ghanaians with the desire and passion to protect and serve this country. But you mofa sa kwan ya we so ya na the President Mahama so dia beto abontin say ni entu mu na ba mu nia no within the 4 years obeba ba mu niemfa security services 40,000. I think that it's a laudable approach, but it is an afterthought and it is a populist approach. It is a populist approach because currently, say honorable rightly mentioned, you know, recruitment goes in hand with the financial capability of the country to pay you. Say you can fight police for a juma and now security people into the security services. Now 4 months, 5 months into your mocha. It is a recipe for coup d'etat or it is a recipe for chaos. And the point is that within the short space, you know, feasibility studies ben abaya ye, calculations ben abaya who say or what the necessary financial resources are. Or they befa nipa 40,000 a juma. Na sa ban so nim so capacity ni so befa nipa 40,000 a juma. Adenti no twen ye, ama nipa nya broken heart. E we free say ade we mu ansa na this decision we aba. That is what I'm saying say it is a laudable decision, but it is an afterthought and it is a populist decision. Unim so befa nipa 40,000 a juma right from the onset. You announce say every year bia no obefa nipa 10,000 a juma. In any case, sa 10,000 year ye befa omo 2025 fee. 10,000 out of nipa 506,000 applying is just still around 1% corona. It's just about 1.01%. It's not even up to 1.2 or 1.3%. And so therefore the American say president decision doesn't really solve anything.
All right.
Because if in 2025 500,000 nipa 506,000 apply here, the probability say in 2026 world ratio economy Ghana population economy no nipa 700,000 be apply no high. It is a nipa 10,000 apply, nipa 500,000 apply in 2025 now for 10,000. Now say 700,000 apply in 2026 now for 10,000. Now say 1 million apply in 2028 now for 10,000. With all due respect, I think that you've done nothing. And you know of an I think like we need a holistic approach to this recruitment issue so that we solve it once and for all. It shouldn't always be the case. Young people are more the desires and the passion. Say, or mobile me, I serve your mind. You don't before you. Of an I made them see the crack. Say, say, you see, we also need to reorient our young people because I see say there is a very big challenge. Me a politician. Honorable a member of parliament and honorable attest to the fact say honorable constituency there are a lot of young people their expectation is that honorable be former police, but the truth of the matter is that honorable doesn't have the capability and the authority say or they obibeko police. That is the truth. Say nyame ya dom that's a nipa ne apply honorable boy the honorable betimaya ne say obe set up a desk. Say be a young share because we want my forms in the male and not female or your bema so no aquatic female and no grounds for disqualification. There was so much as a politician debate my any say or say or forms are filling in accurate na dia cannot empire but I don't think say the perception say politicians will access to recruit people into the security agencies now. I don't think say it's a right perception. Meaning say politicians don't pay perception because sometimes you be forms no be affair me. You probably 10, 20 affair me. Kwesi me person me call police. Now me dey made for police.
Numsio. Yeah, numsio. Honorable criteria vi muntaka man slot now. Now Opesa TBB video kind ho.
O sedia medamenia sedia wesi akasa no but ni tie mu ane se ohun sedia no kase minority leader kasa ye say questions are AI generated and that kind of thing. AI in Suya and Sisia, there is a lot of advocacy going on. Say it should be incorporated into our curriculum, school curriculum activities. That should not be the basis for calling off the whole exercise. Then also the issue of Sebia, yaton forms na abroso. Na won't say adiane ba ye no obia obi create me ato be ye for obi ato police wato immigration wato fire ene de keka ho enti number of forms sold out on eno ne yede hwesisia eno could actually increase the number of forms sold out and then time obi akwakonya ne de ato na me kwaya yesi e close portal no me de menya enso ebi anasa 5,000 ya na nka ye fa at the initial stage and then nyame adum increase to 10,000 those who bought the forms later part getting to the tail end of the closure of the platform could get the opportunity to be recruited. Inti that one there aba say be form no and then there was a window de ton ade no e bia from 1st of March to 31st March ne close until that time on there say this is the number I know said they will be monitoring to know say as at 15th of March ne ya ton be already 10,000 forms data, but you have at the initial stage indicated that I am going to open the portal until 31st March. And so when it is closed on the basis that we've had the number that we want, you have not been fair to the others. So, but like I said at the initial stage, say this is just the first section of the whole 4-year plan now. All the challenges that have appeared in this first section will be a good grounds for us to learn on, and then we'll be able to move on to sharpen the procedures, and then going to the next section, the third section, and then the last section will be something that will sharpen the process. AI there. We all know where AI is enhancing the whole world to. And we can't say it's not good. But at the initial stage, there will be challenges with the process. But going forward, I think they will be resolved.
Mate, answer that.
Oh no, having said, answer and answer that kindly. I mean, can't say AI nya the papa, but I'm saying say bema or more person or more the various institutions, the security agencies, nini abe throw the same exams now. I think that is a bit problematic. But we are in a digitized world. I agree. Say AI the papa, but AI cry you use to look and say one feed the AI with the right information. The output will be very, very terrible. And we just need to manage it. We just need to manage it.
Manzarat.
The cardinal.
My mama was saying, my mama was 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Okay. Nana, you shall say 2 p.m. Okay. Nana, I don't know what's happening. So I'm shall say 2 p.m. Edifra Santemampong. Was so best Ghana for you now. Say, young Fachitapa, Emma Ghana, Mampin, John, Dramani Mahama, or Bebuama Ghana. Afan to my pa Edifra. So, certain agenda, Niguswa, Equoso Papa, Chairman Nana Kwesi Augustus, NDC Ashanti Regional Chairman, 2 p.m. Say, or Chow Bebre. We say offer, Cocosicano, Stella Mayo. Lizzie also the debate but be a different one for Anka. Ya kesa nyimre mi cha papa na urumina fo ntim fo jo me de me hunu se kasa bebre nyuma bia no ntachiri na ensembu ho no mu a one na ban MPP omofo apono so na MPP no entimi nya akono na emum ni aban ne ye no eso Ghana fo ani enti kasa bebre ne de minjin ni se ebeboa NPP wo se propaganda nko a me maami de Victoria Labi Krum Kofitete South Africa and I also do a free out the ebetumo. Nana Ekramo Boatin Ablikuma Central, AK Dr. Bawumia will be president 2028. Was a very interesting pass and Yamahodu Abrana by no position or can't want some no and oba power so echo editiano was we need their dances sampa position our Casan Waka say a sans or Chinabino a drew so and shan or can't want some no any baby war. One so the debate no so Raj and Cassian boarding coming and be national chairman and Ekram say or Chow Papa Martin John just so domia bra. Good evening, the cardinal. In fact, nia abano eye o my Ghana mu no very very dangerous. O se ye de na isi form na etu ho anamo na ye kan ho asem nya sa embo wo man no ante akua agyenkwa wo sanse bontefuo o se wo chia papa. Good evening na yakese Romeo nie me wo Tashi Bush Road ena nyumre meetie the platform na me won pa se besi ne o mampanyini koko board si wo around the abbey or that's what office na o ye adwuma ankoto sabire ya pamne da na adwuma na wo ye no odwuno ho awon tiase me dwuno ho a me ntiase me nhyɛ dan so ehu so na wo say New Times Corporation adwuma fo nyina no o kye mu nyina anwumre na we say okay na no wo say platform anwumre ugbowura mu obunkurugu district end of Eastern Regional Bederen FM afa enti omutie wo hono papa ya chia mu nyina anwumre inshira Anelka Ashama constituency was a press statement no awura Callistus Mahama de aba no agro very very funny serious na ade ne refi sesi na ne refi no hui orumunyamfo kuje to ablakwa ede na wanka wo Ghana ha sei amfa presidential jet ne ho na sabre no kra no muka se presidential jet no it was fit for purpose enti na mo kotofofro o se ensi ewukrum ha sei na wo se lo yakosi botwe wo chia wo papa inshiraba Anelka onso de ade betu mu eno no ya from me kwabena Dako Ampoma Estate na wo se ne yakoso Ghana no very 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 interesting na MPP any NDC wo se amanyosema ye no ye mayani eda ho na yedwene Ghana ni no ho na kuku board nso it upon time wo so mama isinani eda ho na chese Ghana fonso hu ne ye wo mu na sabre pa kuku akuafo so na mama kalo so na keka ho de dabi there's not the way to go wo so mampanyini ompusu no ho na kuku akuafo so na akuafo hu ne sa ampa aban no wo ye adwuma ede asom Ghana asane ese na efata enye sa ade a wo kama hwe nyina wonso de ade betu mu eno no okay wonso de Israel ni intokoi na why analysis e dia ba betumo enti fa che me na menken kan ofofron so e de good evening na akese nyumre me cha papa na me ma me Cecilia kwa yie e wukuma se abuakwa na okay o ma me ye ma no etirinkwa e ma na wodapa happy birthday wishes na wode e ma o ma me ti ma menken ofofron so e de piti brim abrewan ko oti region wo se media metaka wo se wote ahwehwede mu a aya me ntobo na urumunyamfo kujo to ablakwa ebo no wato ene ono akasa na hwehwe na akopa yi ensem abere bi atwem mo kan ye de fa o mampanyi wi mu hyen ho no ohun se ne ehina boa eje no hia betomo na wo se presidential jet eye pa nti ye nyusu emeye nkonkoto fufuru bia na ahokere wukurum ha enya fini benya sika ede akwakoto jet onso dia odi ebetumu eno no good evening na ya okese na me question ni say old presidential jet ni koto fufura eno no ye ne dian wo se ayasembisa eno no so ubisa soldier man wo Canada good evening na ya okese nyimri mi chiao na directive na se communication na free presidency aba no na enkoye square kra odweno ho won shada antia regarding the recruitment no wo se na 500,000 personnel this year okay udi Mad Lion jise meje bre na mehwemu ye na mitimi digest ne sane yesene fata fache me
family no so na menko honorable ne kwesi
fantastic we ba force so say asanyo so was MBP de where na we should mean to mean use na mum say ye ne recruitment saga ya chese mosom den at Ghana for so munim ne ekoso Ghana for hu ne ekoso papa slot na eda ho no mo ene ni padodo na chese ye hia omo no Ghana for nyina ni masem enti enya asem foforo se ebeka se ya floating forms ama chese nipa no aye po omo no forms no does way too much than nipa no mo po omo no o se dey be 2018 84,000 and no more apply for immigration the Korea change nipa 500 penny fa omo nipa 500 na chese ne aka no so we enti sa samba mususu ha hamani na nia mo ye no ebia na esi eye system a ya ba beton system ni ansesa dia eye sa ene ebe koso gastiman fibriku mudie ni wo so lawyer nyumire mechiao na pressure na free for soldiers NDC ho no mobile na indicate say ampa recruitment no money anyo ho bebre ntima miticat enuntina wo sa abani tim de hihie gu apono so ngetimi fa bi ewo security services no enuntina be de me hu ni say akwakoba say na God have mercy on Ghana onso dia odi ebetu mu no gastiman ewo brekum
Meda Seman Sadat enso so eno no the honorable member of parliament for Abeka Ship House Abeka Junction on the constituency na one ship house pe Abeka Junction man sadat eno no say honorable most mo koto ewiem hyen me ya adomo a enduru be November de na aba
no kre
afide hia no ade ni hia
oh nana who say say one kasa wutie me say ye kan ye say honorable Kujuto Ablakwa ka say adenti na ye koto presidential jet adenti na ye high presidential jet but say nana wutie audio na wo boy ye na honorable Kujuto one ka say me high ni statement no or make key specifically say ultra luxury. That is what I picked from in our boy. Yeah.
What is ultra luxury?
Luxury.
What is it?
That is the description is beyond what is normal.
Why did
Nana say bia me fan say me pese me ko Upper West Achim ochina na bia na me nika na me koye abanye adwuma ana say omanye adwuma na ebia maba car rental company ho o me peka ebia na Land Cruiser si ho Land Cruiser GSR esi ho na Land Cruiser Prado esi ho na me hwe na se Land Cruiser Prado condition here okay na ebetimi de me akwa ba na nka price difference no quite the year it will be prudent to say I'll go for the Land Cruiser Prado and that is the context within which I am picking honorable in this statement. And two, the guy did not entirely oppose the purchase of the new aircraft and as a jet, you know.
They
did. One opposu.
They did. He did.
Oh no.
On it.
And also, or say, well, classic. Into Usha, the circumstances surrounding the procurement of the new jet as well as the hiring of the on the other side, you know. So it is something that I think he was looking at the cost implication within this two arrangements. And it is, but ya funny say, and also as at that time, his statement indicated that as at that time, the jet was technically and mechanically fit for purpose, which means engineering assessment hasn't declared the whole thing. Say, I say ye use no.
Sisi Adam say.
Sisi ameno kase die. Looking at the lifespan of the jet, as we speak now, depreciation and then book value might have reduced to the minimum level. And these are some of the things we are looking at. Now, also, you should know that at the way Airbus, and yes, ye top aircraft, President Mahama, it's a presidential jet, any year to. Who will be the next president? It will be anti-interest here. And we shouldn't be looking at it, say, oh, Mahama and the jet. No. One, we know that this thing, when it comes, it is going to enhance the operations of the Air Force unit of the Ghana Armed Forces. And so, also, too, let's look at diplomatic efficiency. How can President Kwakwasala say, me Kwakwafa Emirate? For what? And see, at the end of the day, no, we should look at it from different angles. And maybe Biana, Sisi Aye Kasi, Okujeto was referring to the luxury of the whole thing. But now it has become a necessity. We need it. And as at that time, no argument in it. Oh, yes, see, mechanics for electricals fire who say, oh, the thing is good to go into. I think that these are some of them. My main reason is you said, like, say, President, I want to say, Bia, I was so do UK or China by 6 o'clock. I think I could try ticket. I'm a president. But now I could do time bang. The pains are going to know is diplomatically guided and must be there on time to attend a very important meeting on behalf of this nation. And these are some of the reasons why I am looking at it. Say it is not a big deal if we are going to procure the aircraft or the jet by November 2026. So no edinsen bibri ne baye. Enti se Ghana for aka no ho asema. Let us just use state resources to run state errands.
Kazo.
Hafa. Ayasemo. But for you see, the TN say on the honorable Casem, honorable try say asem na okano. Obe can in a way asem ni intimi fanya politics. Fananaya honorable try and the best, but asem no so the TN say the amwaka dada no. And one area because we are refer mu to the amwaka dada o. And honorable name be ya adwen say mo table the decision say mo abai we ko top private jet minority in the house and opposite to the decision.
No,
in fact almost supported decision. I remember say Reverend Tim for Josoreka say at the committee stage no money agree say the safety of the president
is very important.
Absolutely, and it is not even up for any political debate say Yebeka say press because you see asem to man penini wo wie mu sisi ato Ghana ni ya. But we are here because of insema munuanum bi eka in times past. You see, I've always maintained say as politicians all the time say person ye won say ye holier than thou. I na the same people because of a member no me say obo audio bi a okuja to a black wa e kasa say the presidential jet is in pristine condition. Not just excellent condition. This was 4 months to the election. Ye to about we no. Abai we buy no omo dey call France for maintenance. Falcon they call France for maintenance about 8 months. Now back. Into back there, which means the Falcon is in extra pristine condition. Because if in pristine condition, as I'm maintenance for 8 months now back there, then now it is in absolute perfect and pristine condition to be used. But then here come one say at least a Ghana koto we mushen foforo. Ye nyan koto we mushen foforo nso man panini nua. Akwa koto we mushen ni bia ne man panino enetwi. Depend on your foreign affairs minister or ye the lead crusader of sa private jet agenda here ne wama na beye nkomo yi. Okase se NDC ba abem na president Mahama bedi man panina Ghana for to abama na. Na se man panine for private jet or no be resign. Obe resign. That shows the hypocrisy of Ablakwa. Me have always maintained that Ablakwa is one person I was here to me when ye power Ghana has say because he has the tendency or the cast na say what the wakuma tia at the end of the day do bit ma create problem ama because on my Ghana for the have time President Akufo-Addo I can say President Akufo-Addo high private jet because of person dware wo wiem. People just imagine such a very very terrible analysis here utimi make as politicians sometimes offer utimi drive free Accra ko Tamale bia ko program bi wo Tamale oba drive free Accra ko Tamale no esan ebia journey ni anxiety ni a few things in do Accra timi ko book hotel just to go and wash down and feel fresh and sana wako event na say it happens all the time but we made a 10 out of it man yet say sebio President Akufo-Addo akwa high jetta or modern bathroom a woman so person dware wo wiem. I think say some no money at the year politics in here and me I believe say was say NDC for need to be patched. Say they over politicized the issue of private jet and Amampenini high. And then Callistus Mahama, executive secretary to the president, Dr. Amayati, as I said, it is almost impossible for a sitting president to use a commercial aircraft for international visit. But President Akufo-Addo Yemampe no kuja to kasa onko high Emirates. Internet na asesa. Ana President Mahama oye nipa chen President Akufo-Addo ana. Ofa asema ye kan ho asemi. Me dey I think say this conversation must be situated in the right perspective. One, I think say we need clarity on the state of Ghana how ye Falcon no. A call France buy and Eco France na the taxpayers sika na call service plane no. And as a maintain plane. It's a plane number back, not a plane is still 90 apart. We need an update, a proper update, not from fellows of Osukwachi, but from the handlers of the Falcon, the military. No more boy amani say Falcon ne tibie ene na setenemu etisɛn na ho den tisɛn na pobo den tisɛn. Number 2, we need clarity on the president's use of linear private jet because Andrea Mekai, Dr. Callistus Mahama, executive secretary, in the statement to say the press release not the better abontino. The person chairman and say President Mahama will continue to fly Jata until November 2026. That is my understanding of the statement. Because the person say the option of commercial jet in there is being ruled out. And then the idea president and a full commercial jet. And I concede, sincerely, let's put politics aside. I concede, say, it will be woefully impracticable for a certain president, considering the itinerary and delegation to use a commercial jet. But politics are NDC for the year now no nintino. I was say President Mahama said there was for commercial jet. I make us one for commercial jet and non from the rounds. Because if said most president Akufo Addo for then President Mahama so for a year and na yesi ni nua koto remuhyen $70 million. Ono de sebio yenim se ni nua no obo ne homode wo Ghana ha. Ghana wiase sikenia yesu wo bi wo dem. Nanso ni nua bedi mampanin kwa na sebio timito remuhyen. Ni nua bedi mampanin first one 2012 elo timito ne jata number 1. Sa bre na munso no be kaya na yesi Ghana koto helicopters ama armed forces a President Mills before Benya ne baby akọ Nyankopon fa ne currency ye somewhere in June July no ana Matiami Dukra say President Mills has set up committee say you're investigating the vice president at the time and then President Mahama because ono na only did the negotiations for the purchase of the helicopters or the aircraft for the Ghana Armed Forces. Matiami Dukra set up committee na committee members na 3-member committee na committee members named Mr. William Abua, Mr. George Amwa and Brigadier General Alote. If we say no more to say, sa aircraft na man penny ni die ni man okoto ama Ghana Armed Forces no. The aircraft were overpriced. Near the bia to so Matiami du na eka. Say intina President Mills kura pesi ehwehwe sa nsem nim. Sa mbre na mu sa 2012 na mu na man penny ni nua ne launch jata number 1. Ene ye didin komo say Ghana so nam processes ni ma parliament ama approval. Say yen koto aircraft and helicopters Emma military no near Santo presidential jet at the same time na mampenini niana san launch jata number 2. So you see, these things are things that circumstantially when you put them together and you piece them together, it forms but one irresistible conclusion. Say anytime President Mahama ye mampeni bia na niano etimito private jet. That is the first point. And the second point is that anytime our President Mahama buying early did negotiations to purchase aircraft for the country biana niano esantimito private jet emane. So these are questions and these are raising reasonable suspicion. Say adentina aircoso again esan raising another issue of conflict of interest. Say and ye pesi ya kase enye hwe say mampeni niano or private jet or use enye hwe and say chine bi say honorable ebedi defense minister honorable so me sure bet me the defense minister ne kama na so honorable nya or private jet na so honorable call defense meeting or Israel Tel Aviv and I say USA and honorable ka say ni nua bi or private jet intini nua no so fama no ntine monkwa. I don't think say it is something that we have to encourage as a nation. I don't think say ye per se ye brush it off sa conversation na ye invalidate the concerns of Ghanaians say mama penini nyusu ni nua private jet because it raises reasonable suspicion. Especially when Mampenini took one of family manusi no ne ministers ko ene obi on lance minister wakotina Mampenini nya private jet lance minister nso na also share the takeover of diamond mines ni nua nso abede se fa diamond mines man lance minister nso ni Mampenini took one ya ni nua ne private jet ni no book of finish champagne into obey they are exercising a very valid judgment regarding such a situation. So it compromises the entire governance architecture in favor of the president's brother, and I think it must critically be looked at.
Dana, wait there, just a few AEB because say they are all in relation to engineers and planners, Ibrahim Mahama. Ne jet and ne brother BD president I think analytically no it is wrong. Why am I saying this? No na say wo krom ha enye MPP time na Jata cement processing plant yesi whatever. How much is the value of Jata cement processing plant in Tema compared to $70 million cost of private jets? If the man is a successful businessman, let's face the fact, say, he's a successful businessman, and then he's doing his bit to contribute to the development of our nation, Ghana. Inti say, started analysis, and if at that point he say, Nibra BD president never say, you see the establishment of Jata process cement processing plant, and then the value is.
Oji the pass time ana president Kufuor do president.
You.
And a Gabi Asare watch the dark. I was jet. And I'm penny fire. Or in Nam who and or they coba. Kaudi was a Obakabe the Okan is here.
Oh. Cow black or many years, a black one, many.
Let's face facts who say, Mampenia Kufuor to tear Kunyasona, Gabi Asare watch.
And then in bumpty cry.
And now bumpty. And now the Nimianum Bia. I walk fence and private jet. And I president Kufuor to cook fire. So they two choir.
And another we don't have, we are left with no option, and the safety and security of the president is more important to us than any other decision we could take in the absence of using the available flight from the brother. And now say jet using
what
that
does
jet.
When you say we have no option,
and say option, then as you see, I say as we speak now, no, the status of your jet is not good for us to fly with. That's the option be any ho. That's the na medi kaka say. Yeah, adebachi ebe sorry I see President Kranko very important meeting be baby. Flight Emirates to Ejano. And it's asem we ebe kan. That's the opportunity no why don't we use it? And this is something that is not going to take us forever. It is just a short time option be. Yeah, they making sure say the president is able to travel around with security and other on course. So I think that I will play with council say the Osika say, oh Papa we pen and be president now why ye me say
the Mika say now why ye me say once I acknowledge they acknowledge so cash but once they are some make say circumstantially.
Oh yes, I know.
And together
me can say oh let's
let's give him the benefit of the doubt. See, just me.
Oh, and it's not the benefit of the doubt. That is the fact. Say, the man is a successful businessman. And Nana me put me side to say, and year 2018, 2017, yes, see Jata cement plant.
It is true. It is true that Jata is a well-resourced man.
That's right.
It is true. Say, we're establishing the Jata in 2018. It is also true saying Bedi Mampeni first one in 2012 not on the first jet. And it is also true saying Bedi Mampeni second one and what on the second jet. So all these facts are true. They are all true. Ebi anywhere in trouble. No crese or a philanthropist. It is very true. It is also true saying the Sankofa gold mines. Yeah, the amano. It is very true, so it is also true, say, another Blackwater gold project, Upper West region worth $100 million. Say every year, behind the Benya 163,000 ounces of gold annually. It is true, say, the Amama Penini company engineers and planners. It is also true, say, Damai and now gold fields, or more concession, what Damai gold fields, or more concession in Wuya, or more reapply, you rejected. It is also true that the conversations are advancing at the Damai Gold Project. Ebe mama mpenini mi company engineers and planners. In honorable, in some way Kenya, Ninia no cre.
They are making say,
and it is also true
that is a different person from.
No, but it is the brothers
engineers and planners.
No, he's the founder of the company.
And we know in Ghana, engineers and planners is one of the most successful engineering and construction companies.
I agree.
That will deliver a good job, value for money achieved,
I agree.
And everything.
But it is true that engineers and planners to mean access to your gold concessions. Abra ni niya eye mampeni wo.
Oh, sir, they say yeah bidding as a company.
It is somehow. Someone I guess ye can one same niya. Niya no cre.
The response no dem out.
Evaluation procedures if favor the company. That doesn't mean.
It is interesting how these evaluation processes do not favor EMP when
the opposition government is in power. It is very interesting. Say Azuma resources take over no. Or when Timanya na Abra President Akufo-Addo na MPP wa aban mu. It is also interesting say Sankofa Gold project no. When Timanya Abra MPP wa aban mu. And it is also interesting say and the Daman conversation ye have ye intima have a conversation wa Abra na MPP wa aban mu. It is a nyoma we nya offer. It all are true. It is true say MPP wa aban mu no jata from 8 years 2017 to 2024 one for private jet and Ghana hada in ya buy ya no to private jet ni besi it is some honorable Kenyan no crow they are so make no no cre
okay mami ntie when
I don't know they make a new chant
I'm not satisfied
honorable me come back pay we on
we are satisfied but it's not pleasant in your ears
Akufo-Addo had delays to his meetings because he had to use commercial flight. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Time will indeed tell. Conflict of interest everywhere. The other time, it was Azuma Resources gold mine given to Ibrahim Mahama. And now what? Does it mean that we want to give all the mineral concessions in Ghana to Ibrahim Mahama? Yet, the NDC says it is not conflict of interest. You will live to see. Akosia Bodi and Odi we say a buyer or no idea or the abehead honorable. Honorable, o kind of saying, okay, we crass.
Oh, ne cracker money say, unsena lawyer kase me pese me ya de politics. And no more dear, and no answer never boring because if everything we have to read politics into it, yen koyi enim. And then I make say ye engineers and planners. Ni Ibrahim Mahama. Meanwhile, engineers and planners, say, lawyer there or a lawyer in law, no, say, if be separate or say one legal
personality.
Yes, distinct personality. At this point, no, Ibrahim Mahama is different from engineers and planners.
But Gabi was not a different legal entity.
The bill offer, once they are honorable can once a miana mama the term is a corporate distinct personality say the directors of the company
are entirely different from owners.
But the law also looks at the beneficial owner of the company. Who is the beneficial owner of engineers and planners?
Oh, when it happens, at middle level, when
it happens.
They want to leave the veil.
No. Not
when the veil is lifted,
not necessarily even when the veil is lifted. Honorable, it is true, say the beneficial owner, the founder of the company. As the president's brother, you who say at all public events, Azuma Resources take over, and you're not Kasa was here. Who was the general manager for engineers and planners? Kasa, meaning he wants to be the face of the company, and we are saying that because of the relations with the president, it raises serious questions of good governance and conflict of interest. That is all what we are saying.
That one, I won't accept.
Honorable,
I have an construction and engineering firm, and then I'm a DMP.
Good.
Fortunately for us, no crano. Speaker's office. Am I in Krata? Say, you can do business.
Yeah.
So what you say? But this is what I'm saying. It is Ochina. Ya sorena e wo people mu say yemfa say any public institution be advertise say ye pay contractors akoye adwuma we. Na wo mu kobede. Na nyame adum bi a assessment approve say we have the technical capability to deliver on the project. Now we say we won't do it will amount to conflict of interest.
Honorable, no. You see, the example you are giving is very different from what is happening now. The right example would be say, honorable, so you're a member of parliament who are this way. Now, our engineering firm, etimi ya kwa mani ye. Na o constituency, yama DC who kwa say. And as a local government, a person obey quite honorable constituency. Now local government for Ministry of Roads for our contract now honorable one Kasankasa company. Say honorable constituency award there, so honorable Kasankasa company because of what capacity needs to inquire. Honorable, you will not accept such a contract. You won't.
Have we checked whether that public
honorable you won't
a government contract now engineers and planet execute? Have we even checked to confirm the legal documents? Ibrahim Mahama is still even a director of.
He doesn't need to be a director.
Wing.
No, the fact that he's the beneficial owner. He doesn't even need to be a director. Once he's the beneficial owner, and once he's the face behind the company, that's it.
But if the person is not a director, how does he become a beneficial?
No, he does. No. Oh no, but the directors are different from the shareholders, and the shareholders are even different from the beneficial owner.
That is why
company no share. It is even possible, say, despite media, despite media records, you know, not your papa Kwame despite. He's not even a director of Despite Media. You understand? But he's the beneficial owner of whatever that goes on at Despite Media. So on when any day different conversation we can have. But the point I am raising is that the Ekosuninia, it raises serious questions of conflict of interest. This is the president's brother, for Christ's sake. I know you are under the obligation. Say it is your political party and this is your president and this is his brother and you have to defend him and all that. But honorable, what is not good is not good. Because just imagine say na abaya sisa. Just imagine say President just imagine say abaya sisa. Honorable President Kufuor na say na chairman won't me nyani ni President Kufuor.
He said can say
President Kufuor mba contractor enti MPP fie no. Honorable contractor mo GE no e bia ni one worth worth 163,000 ounces of gold annually.
$10 million.
Honorable, a beer new year close to that. It's not good for the Ghana fund to Abama.
This is what I am avoiding from the onset.
But
I don't want to make such statements. It is not a matter of say
MPP for a MPP.
I don't do comparison.
Then it is an admission say MPP in a year the benchmark for Momo strategy.
No.
Because I got another good for the year been the same thing.
Then it will
MPP benchmark.
This is the time yen na yakofa weighing in Abano. I've tried to explain my point to say Ibrahim Mahama is a separate person from engineers and planners.
He's a beneficial
by law.
He's a beneficial owner.
And I may just say what that side of engineers and planners that has been giving that concession. He stands to be the beneficial.
Now, we don't
have that proof yet, so
you see, Abai is doing worst of everything they blame President Kufuor and his government.
Let's reserve that for another
family and friends.
My medical catch them say, Enka President. Honorable Dra.
Agra.
Who's here, baby?
Mpachai.
On the initial me catch them say. Enka President tukwan afa wi mhyen ana President Junior Yaman gold concession nkanye case bia wo if I memeti hey before God and man obi a onim se mema obi a watie se mema kasa fa Ghana's natural resources obi anim se meme say I am against situation ye wo minu aswa na abrochire for abefa. I prefer say Ghana ni emfa. In fact, I've even advocated before say
local content.
Yes. Me I've even advocated say Ibrahim Mahama chairman to me Kate Jamfua. These some individuals am bomb the omo ye in the single individuals work Ghana say a back capacity to mine or to mine
they have.
It should be of interest to government to say sanko fu with me put two together near more concession.
That's right.
Me no problem with that too. But they are not a problem. They say, opposition. Imagine pass MPP opposition. And a Gabi or Chirako. The company Enya Azuma Resources. Na Damai, yes, the company Enya. Yes, we and the company. Adia Chin, yes, say the plane and a President Kufuor did not. 70 million. Look, the fact is that it is not a good governance practice. Let's not tolerate it.
But ability to deliver excellently is what I am arguing.
So when it gets here, it should be the ability to deliver.
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
And when is the
I forgot. I don't have the story of it. In Korea, $10 million is the Korea vehicle part to say then let me say okay, it's a story. They didn't deliver.
Ambulance one. Ambulance one. Okay, all right. Lawyer Kwesi Junior, or a member of the MPP's communication team, and our Honorable Emmanuel Dra, MP, FL Adesso, and Upper West Achimpen, and I'm no more Edi Juma and Enyumre. FM Nana Yakesi, Mijina Munina Mother Patricia Sifa Fisher Prince, Balfour Asamo Henry Kwesi Minka Man Sadat, Madam Munina Si, Mideradasum Jeja Ubia Unya Quine 80 and Shamusu ye and 1 Kwanko Amani BM, Medasum Ejao, Macrao.